Hello and welcome to episode 78 of our Rimworld playthrough out here on the tundra. We have 7.7 days left for our ship reactor booting up, and for whatever reason OBS has decided it had forgotten to recognize my microphone. So this episode I recorded it and I commented and I was really excited and I thought it was great, and then I realized in post that, oh shoot, my voice is not there. So we're just going to talk about what happened in today's episode after the fact. But I assure you, this was all fun and it was good. Yeah, I'm excited about what's going to happen because holy smokes, right away, Spanky has decided it is baby time, which Randy has not been particularly kind in terms of the events that we're sending. So let's hopefully Spanky is able to deliver this baby and we're not going to be overrun by attacks. We have the crib ready to go, and I'm thinking, man, that crib probably should be in this bedroom because this bedroom is just better. It is more suited. So we're going to move some furniture out of the way. And then I realized, oh, gather for childbirth button. Oh yeah, that is important. So kind of comparing. Okay, 78% up here, this big purple fancy room, 75. Let's go to the actual hospital. We have, slightly better cleanliness because of that silver floor, and we'll invite a few people that are awake. But we're gonna let Havoc and Slimy sleep in because we want everybody, ship shape in case we get attacked. We can't afford to be waking people up in the middle of the night. We need every single colonist that we can be battle ready. And fortunately, due to our general preparedness and everybody being present and ready in case of emergency, a baby is born and immediately hurled to the ground. But baby is fine, which is great. So we have baby, and Spanky's, healthy, happy, everybody's ready to go. Nothing is wrong with the baby. We need to not put the baby in the cryo sleep casket. We can just send our progeny into the stars. Not the plan. Instead, we're going to put baby in the box and take care of Spanky, and yeah, we'll go from there. We are getting we now have to take baby to mom. So yeah, this is where I'm like, I really needed the crib with mother. But we are having a little bit of a reprieve from Randy as we deal with the baby. Even it seems Randy has a soft spot for children. So we had, a moment before we were attacked by some drop pods. So we have a fairly sizable group, and I wanted to see if I could maybe see where those other locations were. I thought there was one up top, but I couldn't see it. I'm trying to see if there are any shadows in my actual colony. I don't think so. I think the arrows all pointed outwards. So we're going to get the crew ready, get them lined up, and potentially bring them out right away, because I'm trying to think with that. Yeah, that was all right. Those ones are down there. Bigger groups at the bottom, and then the last group is over there on the left, and I scrolled right past, not at the top, back, and there they are, the two. You see them. Thank you. All right. So this attack is right away, although they take their time, and I'm deciding, do I want to let them gather around? Do we need to wait this long, or should I send them back? But I decided to put them in their positions right away. Bring Edgar and Cockroach, sort of our melee throwers, which has been turned out to be a fairly successful switch, instead of having them be like crappy melee tanks because their armor and things suck. Just giving them the throwables and having them sort of be frontline that way, just covering fire, that works. We immediately send one of these pigs packing and one into the dirt. Send Polar somewhere safe. We have a shield, which I completely kind of ignore that shield belt. In hindsight, I probably should have tried to strip it off, but that is fine. Realizing that I should have been throwing the Molotovs earlier. I don't want to throw another one though. Instead, I'm going to walk up and punch that pig in the back of the head with cockroach. The other one goes down before they land on our trap, which is very fortunate because that is a sandstone trap. And now I'm just laying like a carpet of fire, so we can sort of prevent them or force them to go in kind of like a single file or make them go the longer way around. And another nice sword there, as well as the shield pack. We have the carpet bomb of fire is a good strategy. Just make it unpleasant for the enemies. And getting very fortunate not getting shot by our own turrets here, which is great. And let's put out these fires that aren't going to spread to our walls or anything. There's not really much to go on, but the Molotovs themselves do have that little bit of fuel that they spread around, which is perfect. Now, I'm thinking, do I want to capture anybody? And I kind of lean towards not capturing because it's just one more thing to take care of. But it would be nice to have the mood boost, because I'm looking at top and like Luna and Drunken Cat are getting a little bit low. Obviously, the baby's a little bit low. Spanky is now up after childbirth and is taking care of baby. We just take a quiet moment to appreciate this. We're looking at, yes, we need to get this bedroom down. We need to get Spanky sort of better situated with baby, because their current room is just simply too small. We need to get a room that we can fit some toys in and that kind of stuff. Enrichment for the child, although we only have a week at this point left on the planet, or at least Drunken Cat only has a week. Who knows? Maybe the rest of the colony will just sort of let live their lives out. Or hey, maybe once the ship is ready to go, we'll start building the cryosleep caskets for everyone. Haven't quite decided, but we do get this exotic goods trader, and I was going to send Drunken Cat, but then realized no, Drunken Cat needs to sleep in. Slimy Guy, I realized, wait, Slimy Guy cannot do it because Slimy Guy is not someone who can talk to people. I wanted to make sure, like, it was a ship, right? Because I'm not seeing the option, and then realizing it's all grayed out at the bottom. And then I finally realize it's because Slimy Guy's useless. Well, not useless, but incapable of that particular thing. So I'm going to send Havoc to do the job. So we're looking at our exotic goods trader, and it's like they will buy our animals. Looking for steel. I probably could have bought a few components, but I'm trying to think of like what are some things I can spend money on that are not going to increase the wealth of our colony too much. Pardon me. And so what I end up with here is I sell a few of our animals, just make it a little easier to manage. I think about maybe just buying Luciferum, just keep our people alive, just in case we need to. But ultimately, I end up going with the Psychic Soothe Pulsar, because that's going to be something that it does provide a boost. And honestly, I had never used a Psychic Soothe Pulsar. I wasn't sure exactly how long. I could have probably hit the info and read about it, but I'm more of a let's just try it out and see what happens, and then do that later. So one time Broadwave Psychic Effector, sure, I was like, that seems great. It's 800. We still have plenty of silver, so if another trade ship comes by anytime soon, we can use that. And then instead of storing it, I'm like, well, people are kind of grumpy, mostly Luna and Drunken Cat. Let's just pop it now, and great, we get another little 15 for 24 hours. So hopefully we can, clean up some of these bodies, some of these corpses and things. And then immediately after, Randy's like, no, actually, you don't get this global Psychic Soothe effect. In fact, let me give you a psychic drone that just so happens to be slightly worse than your little boost you got. So Or, you know, maybe he was going to do that drone anyways, and I just made the best play ever by using that pulse to kind of counteract it. So either way, we're dealing with Randy being rude to us. And I'm realizing that my dryads here are not doing the greatest. That we're down to only Icy. Dingleborb has once again gone back to the earth. So we decide to up our plant cut priority. We just need to trim that tree a little bit. We want to maintain at the very least one dryad. I mean, two would have been ideal, having the two dryads, because we're going through quite a bit of wood, but we still do have the capacity to maintain a little bit of sandstone traps. And I'm thinking, okay, I can get all this limestone that's still around here. We can make some limestone traps as well. Worst case scenario, might not be a bad idea. The stone traps are quite useful. We also have like random components and just weapons hanging out that we need to eventually deal with. So we are, you know, doing our best to get these defenses underway. Drunken Cat is on the verge of breaking, so we decide to do a little medication. And also, generally, we're going to look at getting Drunken Cat inside, but that drone is really affecting Drunken Cat. And of course, at this point, Slimy and Havoc decide that there's not enough violence from outside the colony, but we also need to instigate violence within. So that's great. Now we have Havoc and Slimy Guy are both half dead from beating each other up, and we're low on medicine already. And yeah, we are considering what we could do in terms of calling our allies, because we do have plus 66 with the Black Imperium, and I'm thinking, do I eventually want to maybe just call them, maybe request some sort of caravan or something? I'm not sure on the exact numbers. I do need to look into it. And as in the middle of that thought, Randy's like, well, I hear you like problems, so let's just make outside terrible. And so he does, and outside is now toxic. And so now I'm thinking, okay, I need to just put roofs everywhere. Let's just expand the roofs in our main areas, so that everyone can be outside and shooting, but still under cover. And one of the potential benefits of having the toxic fallout is, unless we're getting raided by the blight pack, then generally speaking, being outside and gathering around for like a siege, for example, would not be great for raiders. And hopefully we can get them to be like feeling a little queasy before they assault the colony. And immediately we get a group of imps on their way. Fortunately, the imps are not high tech. They are coming at us with like sticks and things. But you know, we still are dealing with half dead Slimy Guy and Havoc. Everybody's generally still pretty grumpy thanks to that psychic drone. And we're just going to get everybody into position here. And because they didn't drop pod or anything, they got here very quickly. I'm sort of looking at, okay, we need to get everybody into position at the bare minimum, and we need to do our classic wall raise, close the gate. So we'll let, you know, about half of them through, then we'll close the gate, and ideally we will take out this pack before the other pack gets around. So half of them are dead. Spanky's sort of like on the way, like, I can help everyone, but no, you are, you know, we need Mother to be safe. Like, Spanky's just wandering through the battlefield, and I'm like barely noticing what's happening. Edgar is on fire, and then fortunately a barrage of bullets sends them all back. Not too much of an injury to Edgar, fortunately, but we are on fire, and it takes me a minute before I send someone to assist, because I'm like, he'll just kind of stop, drop, and roll, it'll be fine. But we're getting everybody to extinguish things, but no, we need to assist Edgar. Thankfully, Spanky wandering out into the middle of the battlefield is fine. The main injury that Edgar sustains is getting shot in the arm from friendly fire, but we do take out the imps with only losing a few traps, corner of a wall section there, and a little bit of damage to Edgar. So overall, for a trade, it's not too bad. We did do a decent job of taking care of that. And now I'm realizing, like, I never even bandaged up the rest of our people here. So I'm going to send Cockroach down and do a little bit of medical work. And then I realized, wait, we're completely out of herbal medicine. That's not good. And then, oh, look at the imps brought me a stack of over 20, 25 total. And then we're going to use a little bit now. But really convenient of them to just restock our herbal medicine. And I'm looking, okay, yes, we don't need to fix up Slimy Guy. Everybody's been bandaged up, ready to go. Our baby is unfortunately getting the brunt of that psychic drone, which is really, really mean, Randy. I mean, picking on a baby. And so, yeah, I'm looking at what could we maybe do to raise morale. Thinking maybe it's time for a speech. Within the last week, we will give some sort of speech here to raise morale and get everyone, hurraying for the team. But not quite the time yet. We're still sort of recovering, although when will it ever be the time? Maybe at the start of the next episode, I'll remember it's potentially time for a little cheer. Fortunately, we do have the psychic drone ending. Everybody's sort of back, feeling better, and we continue on, carrying on. Drunken Cat is repairing the walls, despite being near break. We have all these little small things, being sick and wearing ratty apparel and all this small bits and bobs. So we decided, okay, yeah, let's just keep Drunken Cat inside. Drunken Cat is an undergrounder, does not actually enjoy being outside in any capacity. So we're just going to say, you know what, you're not even allowed out here at all. You just need to stay in the confines of the base. Do some repair on the walls and things here. Like, let's just generally avoid letting Drunken Cat go outside. Don't have the resources, more importantly, the time to sort of take care of things like the ratty apparel, because it's Drunken Cat's armor, the prestige armor, that is wearing down at this point. So we're not going to take care of that until we launch the ship. We just don't have time. I also realized that the shield belt, I've completely missed that the pigs had. I have the tooltip there, and I'm looking around, and I was like, was it any of the imps that had the shield belt? No, it was definitely those pigs that we had detected, so many raids. And then Spanky and Llama are already back to 11, which is, good for them. Llama is just sky high happiness. Spanky's doing pretty good considering. And then I'm realizing they are leaving the beds because it is warm. It is 30 degrees in these bedrooms. It is very, very warm. The toxic summer is causing problems. So I kind of failed at keeping that door open, but I'm trying to think about how do I actually maintain some consistent temperature. So we're going to open up these hold open doors on some of these rooms in the bottom, and I think we're going to focus on moving Spanky and Llama's bedroom to the bottom. It's still 30 degrees, not so bad. And then Kriegsman and Luna fall in love. So we have another relationship. Just so much love, so much joy, so much happiness happening out here on this very terrible, toxic, blood-soaked tundra. In fact, there's so much blood that our war room, our cultural space, is undignified, which I thought was a little ironic, because I feel a holy place called the war room, it would be appropriate for there to be blood. I do think the blood is mostly our own blood. Maybe the deal is it needs to be the blood of our enemies for it to be considered holy. So that's fair that we decide to clean that up. And now I'm in earnest thinking about, okay, we need to get this bed out of the way, Dad, Llama, come on down here. Get the bedroom ready. Spanky needs to have a place to sleep. And then as I try to work on this, Spanky climbs into bed. Very typical spouse behavior. You're just trying to get the job done, and it just lack of communication. It's the worst. Come on, Spanky. What are you doing? But we need to get Baby down there. We need to get Spanky down there. We need to get Llama down there. And this bedroom is much better. And then I'm like, as I'm talking about dealing with babies, it's like, really, Spanky and Llama are back at it. I think they've got some lovin' already like 3 times or something, and Baby was just born. But that's how it be, I guess. I mean, if you look, the stats don't lie. Llama is easily the happiest person on the colony. So, you know, got some 11 times for Spanky. And what a way to cap it all off. Just as I'm like, you need to be careful. You're going to have another baby. Spanky is pregnant once again. Of course she is. Because you're having sex 4 times a night. My goodness. Actually, it's kind of weird because it said times 4 and then it said times 3, and I don't know if I don't know that math, but one of them just wore off, I guess. But nevertheless, we have another baby on the way. We have 5 days left on the ship reactor. And this is, I think, where we are going to call the episode. So, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate any comments and things, and thumbs up and all that good stuff. And at this point, too, if you have any comments or suggestions for a future Rimworld series, let me know. I'm definitely looking towards the future because we have maybe 2 episodes left before we launch this ship. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.